Hey Brick Bloggeteers, Will here, and today we're looking at set 21066, New York City, the Big Apple. Now this will retail for $139.99. It is in the Lego Architects line. However, it feels more like a Lego Icons art piece. Now, one of the main reasons is architecture tends to heavily focus on scale for specific buildings. And we do have recognizable buildings here, but the detail is a bit washed out. So we have the Guggenheim Museum on the far left. We have Central Park up in the front. We have the Metropolitan Museum of Art in the center with the neat binoculars for the columns. And on the far right, we have Statue of Liberty. This is the first time I really recognize an architect set having a minifigure. Might not be, but this is the first time I've built one that had one. The middle ground of all the buildings are a bit of a representation of a skyline, and I couldn't find anyone that really stood out as, oh, that's that building. It's not till you get to the back where we have the Empire State Building on the far left, in the center, the One World Trade Center, and the Brooklyn Bridge on the far right. Now, the set has a lot of nods to New York. One thing that you can see is little pops of yellow throughout. Those are yellow roller skates to represent the taxis found in New York City. On the back side, underneath the arches in the back, there is a representation of a subway car, or well, train. There's multiple cars in there. And you also get to see the fact that the Big Apple does not look very great, which is why you'll have to put it against a wall to hide all this. Another hidden feature is on the underside. We have the shape of Manhattan. This is inverted because it actually looks better from top down. And they got the shape pretty well done. If you notice the colored plates throughout, those are representations of the subway lines, and there's quite a few of them in New York. Now if we look through the side, we do get a good representation of where they're like connecting into the background, and this is essentially a fairly flat design. So again, you're gonna need a very front-facing place to put this model because it's not great on the sides and it's very bad on the back. And so that's where they focused again. They did more with the art than they did with the detail and scale. One big thing of the scale that's really off is like the Empire State Building in the One World Trade Center. The One World Trade Center is 500 feet taller than the Empire State Building, but they look almost exactly the same size here. I mean, that's again a measure of perspective and another use of layering and having a little bit things forward and back to give the illusion like, well, maybe the curvature of the earth means that the One World Trade Center is further back. Speaking of layering, one of my favorite things is in the moon. We have a 3x3 round tile to represent the moon and a 3x3 round tile that's in black in front of it, but off-centered to give that crescent moon look. And one final feature is, again, with the artistic styling, the giant apple in the back has a trim around it that's a completely different color, white to its black, meaning that you can put it against either a light background or a dark background, and it will still stand out, because if you put it against a dark background, the trim will stand out. If you put it against a light background, well, the apple will do all the work. So, well, whether or not this is the right one for you, like I said, this feels a bit more like an art set, but I think architect fans are going to like and appreciate that art more than just a random person who likes to pick up Lego Icons art. So if that interests you, check out 21066, New York City, the Big Apple.